1B will be the 1411 Transpennine Express service to Cleethorpes via Doncaster, Cornet, Meadowhall, Doncaster, Scunthorpe, Armidley, Hayborough, Grimsby Town and Cleethorpes.
It's 195 to Nottingham.
Ah, 195 to Nottingham.
This train is formed of two coaches. Platform 2A for the 14:30 Northern service to Manchester Piccadilly. The next train to arrive on platform 6 will be the 14:10 Transpennine Express service to Liverpool Line Street via Manchester Piccadilly, Cornet, Stockport, Manchester Piccadilly, Manchester Oxford Road, Urmston, Irwin, Birchwood, Warrington Central, Liverpool South Parkway, and Liverpool Line Street. Both possible dates are available for train. Platform 1B for the 14:11 Transpennine Express service to Cleethorpes via Doncaster, Cornet, Meadowhall, Doncaster, Scunthorpe, alteration. The 14:35 Northern service to Huddersfield will now depart from platform 4A. The next train to arrive at platform 2 will be the 14:21 cross-country service to Dundee, calling at Wakefield Westgate, Leeds, York, Darlington, Durham, Newcastle, Morpeth, Berwick-upon-Tweed, Edinburgh, Haymarket, Inverkeithing, Kirkcaldy, Markinch, Ladybank, Cooper, Lucas and Dundee. This train is formed of 5 coaches. An at-seat service of light refreshments is available on the train. First class accommodation is towards the front of the train. This is a platform alteration. The 13:12 Northern service from Huddersfield will now arrive at platform 4A. This is a platform alteration. The 13:32 Northern service from Leeds will now arrive at platform 5A. Platform 2 of the 14:21 cross-country service to Dundee, calling at Wakefield Westgate, Leeds, York, Darlington, Durham, Newcastle, Morpeth, Berwick-upon-Tweed, Edinburgh, Haymarket, Inverkeithing, Kirkcaldy, Markinch, Ladybank. Please note, some of the lifts at Derby are currently out of service. Please speak to a member of staff if you need further assistance. Platform 6 of the 14:24 cross-country service to Reading, calling at Derby, Birmingham New Street, Leamington Spa, Banbury, Oxford and Reading. This train is formed of 5 coaches. An at-seat service of light refreshments is available on the train. First class accommodation is towards the rear of the train. Please note, some of the lifts at Derby are currently out of service. Please speak to a member of staff if you need further assistance.
of 150s today, Sam,
Yeah,
aren't we?
yeah. Number
Will be
150.
the 14:35 Northern service to Huddersfield, calling at Meadowhall, Chapeltown, Elsica, Wombwell, Barnsley, Dodworth, Silkstone Common, Penistone, Denby Dale, Shepley, Stocksmoor, Brockholes, Hunley, Berry Brow, Lockwood and Huddersfield. This train is formed of 2 coaches. Platform 4A for the 14:35 Northern service to Huddersfield. Platform 8A for the 14:40 East Midlands Railway service to Nottingham, calling at Chesterfield, Alfreton, Ilkeston and Nottingham. This train is formed of 4 coaches. A trolley service of drinks and light refreshments is available and Lincoln Central. This train is formed of 2 coaches. The next train to depart from platform 7 will be the 14:37 East Midlands Railway service to London St Pancras, calling at Chesterfield, Derby, Leicester and London St Pancras. This train is formed of 5 coaches. First class accommodation is at the front of the train. Platform 7 for the 14:37 East Midlands Railway service to London St Pancras. 3 East Midlands Railway service to Liverpool Lime Street via Manchester Piccadilly, calling at Stockport, Manchester Piccadilly, Manchester Oxford Road, Warrington Central, Widnes, Liverpool South Parkway and Liverpool Lime Street on this train. Platform 1B for the 14:43 East Midlands Railway service to Liverpool Lime Street via Manchester Piccadilly, calling at Stockport, Manchester Piccadilly, Manchester Oxford Road, Warrington Central, Widnes, Liverpool South Parkway and Liverpool Lime Street. Leeds. This train is full of 2 coaches.
It's 195.
The next train to depart from platform 3A will be the 15:05 Northern service to Adwick, calling at Meadowhall, Rotherham Central, Swinton, Mexborough, Conisbrough, Doncaster, Bentley and Adwick. This train is formed of 2 coaches. Platform 3A of the 15th. Will be the 15:10 Trans-Pennine Express service to Cleveland via Doncaster, with Cornet, Meadowhall, Doncaster, Scunthorpe, Grimsby Town and Cleveland. The next train to arrive at platform 6 will be the 15:11 Trans-Pennine Express to Ilkeston and Nottingham. This train is formed of 2 coaches. Platform 1B of the 15:10 Trans-Pennine Express service to Cleethorpes via Doncaster, calling at Meadowhall, Doncaster, Scunthorpe, Barnetby, Hayborough, Grimsby Town and Cleethorpes.